Hi, I'm Peter Travers, and this is Popcorn, where we tell you what's happening at the movies. And a major movie right now is the directorial debut of fashion designer Tom Ford. It's called A Single Man, and it's a love story, well, a unique love story. Tom will be with us in just a minute, but first, let's take a look at a scene from A Single Man.
It takes time in the morning for me to become George. Time to adjust to what is expected of George and how he is to behave. By the time I've dressed and put the final layer of polish on the now slightly stiff but quite perfect George, I know fully what part I'm supposed to play. Looking in the mirror, staring back at me, isn't so much a face as the expression of a predicament. Just get through the goddamn day.
Tom Ford, welcome to the show. Here you are, fashion icon turned filmmaker. Here I am, Filene's Basement turned film critic. You've made a film.
I know.
You've made a film called
Some
A
days,
Single Man.
Some days I really think, wow, how did I do that? You know, it was something I wanted to do for so long and something I worked so hard at while I was doing it. And I love the movie and I couldn't be more proud of it.
We should say something about what this is because A Single Man comes from a novel by Christopher Isherwood, who people know from the Berlin stories, and then that becomes Cabaret, and then we all know what it is. And we say, yeah. But that is a novel that is also about him and about his relationship with the man he was in love with. So why this one?
Well, I read this book when I was 20 years old. I was living in Los Angeles. I was a young actor. And it really spoke to me. It spoke to me at that time because the character of George is so beautifully drawn that I really became quite attached to George. Reading it from my mid, now late 40s, it was a totally different book for me than it was when I was in my 20s. And so it spoke to me in many ways from a personal level, as well as it seemed like a story that was timely to tell.
When you present this script to someone like Colin Firth, what is the first reaction?
He was my absolute first choice for George because the character is one thing on the surface, but there's quite contained on the surface, but there's enormous emotion inside of him that the world doesn't see. But we had the same agent. I called and said, Colin. They said, forget about Colin. He's doing that. He's going to be shooting Dorian Gray when you're making a movie. Forget about it. I went on and cast another actor in this film. And about a month later, the actor that I had attached to the film, a terrific actor, had to take a job that could actually pay him some money because we were a tiny budget. We shot the film in 21 days. And all of a sudden, I thought, Colin, his schedule had moved, our schedule had moved. I called a friend, gave me his email address. I emailed Colin. I FedExed him the script. Within 24 hours, he emailed me back. And he said, I love this. You're absolutely right. I think this would be great. I need to meet with you. I jumped on a plane. He came over to my house in London for drinks. We had dinner, and we had a handshake deal, and that was that.
Must have been a hell of a dinner. I would have loved to have heard
I think the script convinced him.
It was the script, so it was
I mean, I
for
said to Julianne, and I'm not trying to say, pat myself on the back for the script, but I said to Julianne, I said, you took such a chance, thank you. And she said, I didn't do this as a favor. She said, I couldn't do that. She said, the script was great. I loved the part. That's why I did it. This isn't a favor. So, I'm not trying to, as I said, pat myself on the back, but I think the script is what spoke to Colin.
The fear of Elvis Presley's hips.
Actually, maybe that one is a real fear.
When I think of you, not that I know anything about fashion, but you do something in terms of what you design and how you promote what you design that isn't a bad thing in movies. It's just not in this movie, and that is to provoke people. There's provocation built into your opium perfume ad where the
Shaving a G in
a
the
G
girl's
into
pubic hair?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I mean, it's like, what?
Well, I can tell you about that though, because that was really timely. That was meant to be a
everybody was doing G, weren't they?
No, but everyone was branding everything. That was at a moment. First of all, I still think that was the right thing at the right time for a company that was branding everything, because we had G's on everything. The world had gone to the absolute limit of branding. So, you know, that was meant to be as a commentary, how far can it go? You know, a boyfriend branding his girlfriend by shaving an initial into her pubic hair. So anyway, off that subject now. But no, that's, again, that's not what this movie, that's not what this movie, you
That's
know,
what I'm saying.
and that's
It's
not
not
what
what it's
filmmaking is going to, hopefully this will not be my, I don't intend for this to
You
be
should
my
be doing
only
the other
film.
one right now. You should be starting it. You should not let this just, I'll just
you sound
wait
like my
5
agent.
years. Well, I should.
No, I'm not
sound
going to
like
wait 5 years, but you sound like my agent.
Take me to the very first day that you shoot. What did you wear?
I was nervous. I wore exactly what I wear. We were shooting in the desert, so I think I had
This.
some. Yeah, why
Yeah.
change your personality? People
Why
said,
not
"Are you
outfit?
gonna wear a cap?" And I'm like, "Why would I wear a costume? Because that's a costume for me. This is how I am. That's what I didn't have on a tie. I was tieless, but I wear a suit. You know, you got to be yourself, and you got to be yourself when you make a movie. You got to be true to who you are. And the one slight criticism I've had of this film, well, I shouldn't say that. That again sounds egotistical. I may have
No, it's a
greater
criticism. Can't be.
Is it's too beautiful. Everyone's beautiful. I didn't even notice that everyone was beautiful because this is the way I see the world. So you have to be true to yourself.
Why not you? Why didn't you ever think, since this speaks to you on such a personal level, that you would play it?
Oh,
since
you have
began
got
as
to
an
be
actor?
kidding. Oh man, you think I wanted to be ripped apart? No, I think first
You
of all,
always have to think you're going to be ripped apart when you make a movie.
no desire to be on the other side of the camera. I like to be in control, and an actor's in control of their performance. But it's ultimately a different form of expression. You know.
Tom, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
doing this. That was great.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.